Following the appearance of bicycle graveyards for shared bikes, there are now thousands of abandoned electric vehicles in various parts of China, giving rise to electric vehicle graveyards. Experts point out that the governing approach of the Chinese Communist Party is called impulsive governance, relying solely on impulsive decisions. Both electric vehicle graveyards and shared bike graveyards are visible results of policy failures. After the shared bike bubble burst in mainland China, abandoned bikes became ubiquitous. Since June 2017, the shared bike market has experienced a wave of closures. In November 2018, a short film titled Nowhere to Place, directed by Chinese filmmaker Wu Guoyong, gained popularity on the internet. The aerial footage showed tens of thousands of shared bikes piled up haphazardly in vacant lots in cities, creating shocking scenes of shared bike graveyards. Masao Yaita, the Taipei bureau chief of Japan's Sankei Shimbun, posted on Facebook that many foreign media outlets have recently reported the appearance of electric vehicle graveyards, where hundreds or thousands of electric vehicles are concentrated and abandoned in various Chinese cities. The chaos is closely related to the strong subsidies the CCP government offered for electric vehicles several years ago. At that time, whether it was producing or purchasing electric vehicles, substantial government subsidies were available, leading to the influx of a large number of poorly made electric vehicles into the market. Because they are not durable, they are quickly phased out, and vehicle owners are unwilling to spend money to dispose of these obsolete electric vehicles, resulting in a large number of abandoned vehicles, Yaita Masao pointed out. This reminds people of the shared bike graveyards that appeared across China a few years ago. About 10 years ago, the CCP government vigorously promoted shared bikes and introduced many incentive mechanisms. However, many companies that joined later found it impossible to conduct business operations. Within a few years, they withdrew one after another. The scrapped shared bikes were abandoned in parks, riverbanks, and remote areas, resembling graveyards. At the time, it also attracted attention from media worldwide. On October 4th, the European Commission announced that it would launch an anti-subsidy investigation into imported pure electric passenger cars from China. The Chinese Ministry of Commerce strongly expressed dissatisfaction with this decision. Under the subsidies provided by the CCP authorities, China has rapidly developed into an electric vehicle giant. However, at the same time, it has left behind a large number of abandoned and outdated electric vehicles throughout the country. Yaita Masao said that whether it is electric vehicles or shared bikes, the biggest reason for their failure in China is that the Xi Jinping regime did not conduct a proper market survey. Instead, they were overly ambitious and eager for quick success. They call this governance approach impulsive governance. In other words, the top leader puts aside the analysis reports of the bureaucratic system and relies solely on impulsive decisions. Electric vehicle graveyards and shared bike graveyards are visible results of policy failures. He believes that in places not visible to everyone, there must be many such failures. The Republic of China, Taiwan, will hold presidential elections next year. Taiwan has a free and democratic system, while mainland China has an authoritarian regime. Yaita Masao reminded that in the current Taiwan presidential election, he sees some candidates proposing policies with low feasibility, seemingly not well thought out, and only decided by the candidate's impulse. Therefore, he reminded everyone to carefully consider when choosing a president. Do not be led by eloquent words. Be sure to choose a candidate with policy implementation capabilities. China's new energy vehicle industry grapples with subsidy fraud. The Chinese Communist Party has consistently claimed that China is the world's largest market for new energy vehicles. However, according to recent revelations by Chinese entrepreneur Meng Jun, currently residing in the United States, new energy vehicles in China are akin to another bubble similar to the real estate market, but with even more projects left unfinished. This is because the majority of Chinese new energy vehicle enterprises are allegedly relying on fraudulent subsidy claims. Since October 2008, when Elon Musk became the CEO of Tesla and launched the first electric vehicle, the Tesla Roadster, the CCP government has aimed to comprehensively support the new energy vehicle industry by providing various subsidies. These subsidies were not only directed at manufacturers, but also extended to units and individuals purchasing new energy vehicles, with exemptions from purchase taxes in major cities with car restrictions and limitations. Under the CCP's vigorous promotion, numerous Chinese new energy vehicle companies emerged. As of March 11, 2019, there were 635 registered complete vehicle enterprises in China, with 486 successfully registered and 450 passing platform compliance tests. However, with the gradual withdrawal of CCP subsidy policies, most new energy vehicle brands have reportedly become obsolete. According to data from the China Passenger Car Association published in January, only 149 new energy vehicle brands had sales in 2022, and 49 of them sold fewer than 500 units for the whole year, with some even facing shutdowns or bankruptcy. This data indicates that more than 80% of Chinese new energy vehicle enterprises have either exited or are in the process of exiting the market within 2 years. The subsidy fraud scandal in the Chinese new energy vehicle industry was first exposed in 2016 by the Ministry of Finance, which found 72 out of 93 surveyed car companies engaged in fraudulent subsidy claims. Subsequently, the CCP raised the threshold for financial subsidies, reducing subsidy amounts each year, and officially ended the 13-year subsidy policy on December 31st of the previous year. Various fraudulent subsidy methods have been exposed, including falsely reporting vehicle numbers, inflating key parameters, and orchestrating the repurchase of batteries. Some companies reportedly sold vehicles to affiliated downstream leasing companies, enabling repetitive subsidy claims by dismantling and repurposing batteries. Meng Jun highlighted that China has spent significant funds, estimated to be in the trillions of yuan over 13 years, subsidizing the new energy vehicle sector. This does not account for the investments absorbed by hundreds of so-called new energy vehicle companies. Most Chinese new energy companies are not profitable and rely heavily on government subsidies. Major players like NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, often referred to as the three strong forces in China's new car manufacturing industry, are currently facing losses. According to the financial reports of these companies, their losses increased despite higher vehicle deliveries and revenues compared to the previous year. As the CCP withdraws subsidies and a fierce price war ensues in the electric vehicle industry, Tesla China has undergone multiple rounds of price adjustments, contributing to a global trend of electric vehicle price reductions. Additionally, the U.S. chip ban has escalated, impacting China's electric vehicle industry, as electric vehicles require more than twice the number of chips compared to non-electric vehicles. The financial burden on WM motorcar owners post-bankruptcy. Approximately 110,000 WM motorcar owners found themselves in a perplexing situation when, while driving, their vehicles suddenly experienced a black screen on the dashboard, coming to a halt in the middle of the road. Only after taking out their smartphones did they realize that the automaker had gone bankrupt. WM Motor recently filed for bankruptcy, and the aftermath was swift. The moment bankruptcy was declared, the server shut down, rendering Bluetooth keys useless. Remote vehicle control ceased to function, and even basic functions like unlocking doors became impossible without Bluetooth connectivity. With no way to connect or unlock, navigation services became inaccessible, warranty coverage for batteries disappeared, and finding replacement parts became an insurmountable challenge. Many automakers in China charge an annual subscription fee for communications services, and once a company goes bankrupt, these fees cease, causing a disruption in all services tied to the network. The vehicles, once touted as cutting-edge in the new energy market, are now reduced to mere scrap metal. The confidence built in the market after years of subsidies for electric vehicles has taken a severe hit as multiple car manufacturers fold, reminiscent of unfinished real estate projects. The WM Motorcar's infotainment system has come to a standstill, leaving users with non-functional mobile keys and no viable options for repairs. Frankly, it's perplexing to understand why individuals would spend tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, on relatively unknown brands only to face such a dire situation. When the car's server shuts down, essential features like Smart Assist driving become inoperable, turning the vehicle into a partial wreck. In contrast, traditional gasoline cars from any brand that exits the market would not experience such disruptions. Moreover, these conventional vehicles offer the advantage of being serviced by independent repair shops. All WM motor car owners, listen to me. The manufacturer has already gone bankrupt, and hoping for legal recourse is meaningless because their company accounts are all in bad shape. Even if you try to file for compensation, you won't get much in terms of reimbursement for your losses. So, at this point, it's more appropriate to initiate mutual assistance and self-help among the car owners. Firstly, your vehicle's in-car software, including functionalities like remote locking and unlocking through the mobile app, is likely no longer operational. The car company has gone bankrupt and can't afford maintenance, so you need to locate the physical key for your car. Typically, there are 2 keys, and if you only have one, make sure to promptly get a spare one. This way, you won't have to deal with the hassle of expensive key replacements if your physical key gets lost. Many WM motor car owners may be accustomed to using their smartphones for remote functions like opening and closing doors or controlling the air conditioning. Since these features are no longer available, you need to adjust to using the car without these smart features. Revert to the conventional methods of using a car and always carry your physical key. If your vehicle breaks down, don't worry too much. As mentioned in my previous video, getting your car repaired is quite straightforward. Keep in mind that any warranty or free maintenance you previously had will now be out of your pocket for repairs. In fact, for existing WM car owners, especially those who have been driving their cars for 5 or 6 years, it's still relatively cost-effective. Most likely, the vehicles are nearing the end of their warranty period or have already exceeded it. My heart genuinely goes out to those who purchased WM cars at a high price in 2022. It's a tough situation for you. Over 50 automotive brands have been collectively lowering prices. A hallmark of the automotive market throughout 2023 was the ubiquitous price war, giving rise to the largest ever price reduction wave. The direct outcome was the normalization of the phenomenon price for volume, becoming widespread in the automotive market. As of now, the flames of the price war initiated by car manufacturers have not subsided, intensifying as the year-end approaches. In early November, BYD led the way with a price reduction promotion, and by December, nearly 20 car manufacturers successively introduced activities such as car purchase subsidies and limited-time discounts. Most new players in the car manufacturing industry directly reduced prices by 10,000 to 30,000 yuan, and traditional internal combustion engine car manufacturers reduced prices even further. For instance, Volvo XC90 at the end of the year could be discounted by over 190,000 yuan. Looking back at the price war among car manufacturers in 2023, the price reduction behaviors of internal combustion engine car manufacturers and new players in the industry showed different characteristics. Starting with internal combustion engine cars, the most prominent feature of their price reduction during the year was the large reduction in price. Starting with Dongfeng Citroen's price cut in March, the conspicuous feature of the price cut in the internal combustion engine car camp was the significant reduction in price. Dongfeng Citroen's maximum discount reached 90,000 yuan in Hubei, becoming the leader in the price cut for joint venture internal combustion engine cars. It triggered more than 50 automotive brands and hundreds of models to participate in the price reduction, and some models' price cuts even exceeded 100,000 yuan. Observers describe the price reduction behavior of internal combustion engine car models as fracture, crazy, and violent, and such a drastic reduction was the result of the comprehensive action of multiple factors. This year's price war, which spread throughout the year, also had a small episode. In early July, 16 car manufacturers signed a commitment letter, with the first clause stating not to disrupt the fair competition order of the market with abnormal prices, sparking industry discussions. However, the commitment letter was signed for only 2 days, and the important clause was subsequently deleted. In addition, the collective price reduction behavior of car manufacturers in 2023 was not solely decided by the car manufacturers. At the Guangzhou Auto Show, Lin Jinwen, Vice President of Extreme Car Intelligent Technology, commented, "The price war is not just for this year, it is just particularly intense this year. As long as there are enough players, this industry will be rolling enough, and it will gradually decrease as players decrease. In the next 2 to 3 years, rolling will be the norm. If all products and brands participating in the competition do not have the ability to roll, they will soon be eliminated." Several automotive industry analysts also pointed out that the legal and compliant catfish effect can drive car manufacturers to improve their competitiveness, achieving survival of the fittest. Industry insiders generally believe that the price war will still be the main theme of the 2024 automotive market.